stop saying marijuana.
Marijuana, 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 maro-fucking-ana.
Why? Because it's racist as.
Well, imagine my cock.
The term was used to knock on people of color and their devilish ways.
Was it though? But hey, let's say that it was. Was. Past tense. Do we have to go through this shit time and time and time again? Words, their meanings and connotations change over time. Gay used to mean happy. Now this used to mean hilariously stupid. Now this just means sad. Time marches on.
Now, the word itself isn't inherently racist.
Hey. You don't get to debunk yourself, motherfucker. Not that blatantly and immediately anyway. You're supposed to do it by accident further into the video. What the fuck is going on? Are you just so strapped for things to call racist that you can't even bring yourself to pretend while you're down there scraping the bottom of the barrel?
But it was used by American prohibitionists to exploit racism and xenophobia.
And how exactly is it used now? I have a funny feeling it's used by everybody to describe the drug cannabis, which is taken in a variety of ways, including smoking, ingested via some kind of confection, or dog.
カネブリス愛用してます。特にドッグパファー。カナブリス。
So by using the M word.
Oh, fuck off, the M word. Are we going to call all words with tenuous links to some kind of oppression the whatever letter words? Because I tell you what, conversations are going to get a bit fucking weird. Hi! Oh, I'm so sorry. I mean H word, because of the oppression faced by people who like to take drugs. How? Oh god, I'm sorry again. I mean H word. Again. Because how is a stereotyped greeting of Native Americans. Ah. That one's okay for now, but the Committee for Negating Interracial Grievance Guaranteeing Everyone's Right, also known as NIC... Oh, no, wait, no, fuck, I mean F word. Ah! Not good.
You're ignoring a long history of oppression against Mexican immigrants and African Americans.
Most people ignore that stuff all the time. It's called being normal and trying to move to the future instead of dwelling in the past. Now, I'm not saying it isn't important to remember the past, but if we just can't escape it, we will never be able to continue forward, and we won't be able to make incredibly important discoveries like...
Shock cock.
Let's go on a quick history lesson.
First, you will have to excuse me while I go grab all the pinches of salt that I am going to need whenever pretty much you speak. Right, that should see me through the rest of this shit. Maybe.
Shall we? Weed has been consumed by the American elite since the 1840s.
Wait, so it's not racist? It's classy as fuck even.
It was even sold over the counter as medication.
Good times. And it will more than likely be that way again, in a lot of places at least. Although, don't expect dank kush from your pharmacy. It'll come in boring tablets. Although, dip them in chocolate and you got yourself a healthy snack.
To treat insomnia, migraines, and rheumatism.
Marijuana will be made available free on the NHS for the treatment of chronic diseases, such as itchy scrot.
But it didn't become controversial until the early 1900s, when millions of Mexicans migrated to the US following the Mexican Revolution. With them, they brought marijuana.
No, they didn't. You already said it was there, and it's essentially the same thing. I know it's nitpicky, but how else am I supposed to get this video to 10 minutes? 10 minutes of quality content. Marijuana, 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 marijuana.
And they're accustomed to smoking it casually and regularly. But the term was then popularized in the 1930s by this man.
Ah! It's a white man! That's the worst kind of person!
Harry Anslinger was the director of the Federal Bureau of Narcotics from 1930 to 1962.
Okay, to be fair, one assumes he was against all of the drugs. He was the boss of anti-drugs.
Now, Anslinger believed that marijuana influenced black and brown people to commit murder and other violent crimes, which is ridiculous, because all I see people do when they smoke is sit on their couch, watch TV, eat munchies, and fall asleep.
Okay, so someone from olden times was an ignorant dipshit who didn't really know what something was and more than likely had an agenda. No, screw the foreigners seems a bit much. And I've seen some claims that a large part of the reasoning behind wanting to get rid of weed as a product were because of its commercial applications as hemp, having an impact on old industries like paper and rope, among other things. And the racial reefer madness angle was a smokescreen for those ends. It certainly sounds feasible, and it would explain a lot, because I never buy hatred for hatred's sake. Not saying using people's fear against them isn't fucked up, but most things are more complicated than just, grr, I hate you dorkies, much like today. And for the one dickhead that's gonna say it, yes, I know actual racists exist. I just posit it isn't just fucking everyone, or even most people. Now fuck off that one guy, the rest of you, let's continue.
So his solution was to launch a vicious propaganda campaign against marijuana and associate it with all inferior races and social deviants.
Okay, what has it got to do with the fact that no one who matters does it now? Is it nothing?
Anslinger traveled across the country to convince people that marijuana was something that was invading the US. He even pronounced the drug as marijuana to make it sound Hispanic and foreign and scary to white people.
I always wonder if everyone back then was really as stupid as we kind of all like to make out, or if they, like people today, just got on with their lives because they had shit to do and they didn't really care about this bollocks.
The campaign played on through 1937 when Anslinger successfully pushed Congress to pass the Marijuana Tax Act, which made the drug illegal at a federal level.
As far as I can tell, that's not technically true. It seemed to be illegal to hold without having the proper paperwork. Certainly that would obviously not be something that a general citizen was going to have, so it would make it illegal for normal people to hold. But you are kind of right, just in a wrong way, and it makes your overall message ineffectual. Well, it would make it more ineffective if it wasn't stupid by default, by your own admission.
Now, the word itself isn't inherently racist. Since then, marijuana has been associated with the notion of addiction or living a lesser life. Instead of a herbal medicine that seems to help people with several health conditions, or simply as a way to just relax after a long, hard day's work.
Don't really have a problem with it as a recreational thing, but the science is still out on the efficacy in most of the cases of the countless things proponents claim. It comes off as typical woo. When people claim it cures a zillion and one things, stick to the facts and do some goddamn studies, people. Going anecdotal hurts your position, especially when things turn out to be false, then no one knows what they can and can't believe.
You might argue that marijuana lost its prejudice fight years ago.
That's kind of the entire point. Why act like things are the way they used to be when they demonstrably aren't?
But you can't ignore the racial implications of its introduction to the American lexicon.
Even if you are right, yes, you can ignore it, unless you are fucking studying that particular subject. How does it make my life better to know about this thing, to constantly think about it? It doesn't. Let people know what they want to know, instead of force-feeding everyone the things you want them to learn. Live your own fucking life.
Besides, nothing has changed.
Apart from the push from the general public and even politicians to legalize it, so, basically everything, you need to learn to words, mate.
This whole conversation is actually very deja vu. We're still trying to fight the negative stigma that clings onto a plant in 2018.
Yeah, plants have never ever hurt anyone. Aside from hemlock and nightshade. Hell, even tobacco leaves can straight up kill you if you eat them. Just a plant is such a bad argument. Like, really, really goddamn bad.
All because of white men such as Jeff Sessions and Steve Alford, who keep making terrible remarks when trying to make marijuana the culprit for crime.
It's not exactly the point of this video, but it reaches into your overall thing. You know you don't win racism by being racist, right? Now, I don't know anything about these guys you're showing, so I don't know what their motivations are. But when you say, these white men are bad, you are saying they're bad because they are white. Just stop.
Organizations that advocate for legalization, and even some media publishers, including Now This, have stopped using marijuana to describe anything that contains THC or any other cannabinoid.
Oh yeah, self-censorship always works out fantastic.
So what's the right word to use? Cannabis. Just call it by its Latin name, and you'll not only be technically correct, but also politically correct.
I would rather be free to use the words and express my ideas in whatever way I see fit, instead of acting like the insane words police, that by their own admission, barely have a point.